everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a fun video. Today is a requested video from a sweet subscriber named Carmen. Carmen, here's your video. And we're going to be talking about Disney pen trading and collecting and the storage of your pens, how you might store your pens once you start in a collection. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Carmen was so sweet to message me and ask if, she said that she was just really confused and didn't know where to start about collecting pens or trading pens, and asked would I mind doing a video about it. And I said, sure, I would love to. I love talking about pens. It's like one of my favorite things. But just to give you a little bit of a background of me, I'm not an expert by any means. I'm not a professional. I have been collecting pens since about 2011. I have had the most expensive pens you can buy down to hidden Mickeys. I have sold some of those pens, and I've traded some of those pens, and I've got them back. I've purchased certain things back that I wish I hadn't sold. So over the years, I've done a lot. I've changed my collection up a lot. I've changed the type of pen that I like to collect. I've changed the type of theme I like to collect. So I've kind of done a little bit of everything, to be honest with you. So but again, I'm not an expert at it, but I do want to share with Carmen and anyone else who just needs basic information. I'm not going to jump off on side roads with this. I'm going to try to keep it as basic as possible so that it's helpful for beginners. And that's what this is about, is for beginners. So now, with that said, let's just jump right into it. I want to first start off by talking about what two types of pens are available for you to even purchase right off the bat. And those are open edition pens and limited edition pens. And you might say, what's the difference between an open edition and a limited edition? An open edition pen can have several different categories. It can mean a hidden Mickey. It could mean a mystery box, which is hugely popular on YouTube right now. It can mean rack pens or open edition pens on backer cards. And then it also can include booster sets, lanyard sets, and those are very popular as well. So let's just start off. First thing I want to talk about are the booster sets, I think, because and let me just say, I'll explain the limited edition when I get there. So, but we're going to take open edition and start there. So I want to start with the booster set and the lanyard set, and I'm starting with that for a reason. This is, or these are, your typical booster sets. And I will be showing everything up close so you can see it. But I have a booster set here because I collect Toy Story. Obviously, it's one of my favorite movies. And this is a booster set from Toy Story 3. And you can see there's 6 pens in this collection. They're not limited edition, they're open edition. And open edition means that they can be reproduced for pretty much as long as Disney wants to reproduce them. There's no restriction to the quantity. So it would indicate if it was a limited release or a limited edition. And again, we'll talk about that in just a bit. But these are just open, and I haven't seen these on the Disney store lately, but they could possibly still be at the parks. A booster set can be kind of expensive, but when you think about you're getting 6 pens, it might not be such a sticker shock. I think this particular set was $29.95, say 30 bucks, bought brand new. But you can see there's 6 pens in the set. And then this set is one that I bought from somebody. I did not purchase these from the park. I bought these on the secondary market, probably from Disney Pen Trading, because that's where I'm a member and I love to do a lot of trading there. And this is what you call the Dapper Dan set. And it has all of the characters. You have Goofy, Mickey, Donald, and Pluto. I love the set really much, and I adore this set. And so these are 2 booster sets. And what you could do with a booster set is, if you're new to trading, or collecting, you may want to trade these. So first thing you want to do is buy something that has multiple pens on it. Just say, Carmen, you're just starting out and you're like, oh, I think I want to try trading right off the bat. Well, you can go buy a booster set and you can take these pens and you can actually trade one with a cast member, trade another one with a cast member. And then you'll have 4 left over that you can either collect or trade again with someone else. The same thing with this set. You can either collect the set as being a collector, or you can actually take 1 or 2 from the set and trade it with a cast member. Well, you might say, well, how do you trade with a cast member? Well, there are some rules to trading with a cast member. A cast member will trade with anybody because Disney requires them to trade with you no matter what. Now, you know, you can't give them a random pen from the NFL that's not a Disney pen. It needs to be a copyrighted Disney pen in order for them to want to trade with you. But they will pretty much take anything. And they're not supposed to refuse to trade with you. So you go up to a cast member and say, can I see your lanyard, or can I see your pen board? A lot of times they'll wear them on little pouches around their waist. There's many ways that you'll see pens from the cast members. Now, you can only trade with one cast member, that same cast member, twice. So you could stand there and say, oh, let me try one more time. So you take another one of your pens off and you find another pen of theirs and they'll trade again. So they're supposed to limit you to 2 pens per trade during a particular transaction, like you're trading pens. So, but then you can go to the next spot. Maybe there's a different cast member that has a pen that you want, a different merchandise store. There's pens in the park. There's cast members walking around the park that have lanyards and pouches with pens. There's pens everywhere. And all you got to do is just stop the cast member and politely say, do you mind if I see your pens? And they'll let you look at them. And they are so willing to trade pens with you. Okay, here is a rack pen. This is what's considered a rack pen or an open edition pen. They're kind of interchangeable, really. But you'll see it has a backer card. The card that the pen is placed on is called a backer card. And you can see here, this is from It's a Small World, one of my favorite open edition pens. You can have some gorgeous pens that are on a card, a backer card, a rack pen. They're gorgeous. They just aren't limited edition. So I have really learned to appreciate and love rack pens. So definitely keep this in mind for a good pen to collect, and these are your rack pens. Okay, so then you will have what is hugely popular right now, and those are your mystery boxes. I have fell in love with them. YouTube community in general has fell in love with them. They're fun to open. It's just the mystery and it's the hunt. So, but let me show you what these are. Now, here is one that has been really popular, and this is the Kingdom of Cute mystery box. And this is, you know, just very typical of what a mystery box looks like. It just tells you what it is. And there's really, it just says mystery collection on it. There's no limited edition to it. And so it's just a basic mystery box pen. Here's an example of a mystery box pen that came out of that collection. This is the Dole Whip. And the Dole Whip is so cute. It's so pretty, and everybody went crazy for this set, but it's just a good example of what a mystery pen from a mystery box looks like. Very simple. It just has the pen trading logo on the back, and you can trade these in the park, you can trade them online, or you can just collect it just like I do. So that's an example of a mystery box, a very basic mystery box. Now, there are mystery boxes that are limited release. Limited release is different than limited edition. Limited release pens are pens that are only going to be released for a period of time. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. I mean, there's more ways to get on into that, but just to be as basic as I can, it just means there's not an X number of that pen produced. It just means to me, it just means there's just a limited amount of time that they're gonna be produced. And so, an example of this would be your Jammies mystery box. And you can see that the Jammies mystery box has limited release on the very bottom. And so it will indicate to you if it's a limited release set. So that's what this particular mystery box is. And here's an example of the mystery pen. And it's Minnie Mouse in her PJs, her jammies. And it's one of my favorite from the set. And it just has the trading logo on the back. And it can be traded in the parks. It can be traded online. And it can just go in your collection. Either way you like to do it. So yeah, that's an example of a limited release mystery box. Okay, so we've covered the mystery boxes now. So that's another type of open edition type pen that you can get. Also, here is a hidden Mickey. A hidden Mickey, it used to be hugely, hugely, hugely popular. I think it's kind of lost a little steam over the years because this pen can be hugely duplicated and faked. And I think a lot of people have become gun shy about hidden Mickeys because of that. But if you'll see, it has a little Mickey up in the top corner, and that's what indicates that it's a hidden Mickey. You'll have a little Mickey head with Mickey ears somewhere positioned on the pen. How are these released? They're released onto cast lanyards. Most of the time, new hidden Mickeys are released to cast lanyards only. They will be on the cast lanyards. You'll go see them. You're like, oh boy, there's a new hidden Mickey. And you go trade for them just as I described before. You approach them. You want to look at their pens. You say, oh, I want that hidden Mickey. And you give them a pen and then they'll give it back to you. And so that's how you get the new hidden Mickeys that come out. They're released on cast lanyards. And everybody loves those. And that's the time when they're first released that you want to try to get them. But then, also, you will go into merchandise stores and you will see little packets like this. Here's one of my packets. It's pink. They also come in blue. There may be another color, I can't remember. But I know there's pink and like a dark royal blue. And these, you get 2 hidden Mickeys in the pack. The only thing is, you will not see a current hidden Mickey in these packs. These are usually sets that have already been put out in previous releases. So you will most likely only get an older hidden Mickey in the packs like this. And there's 2 in a pack. And you can purchase these in your merchandise stores. All the parks have them. That's where I purchased mine. You can always go and get these sets, and you get them from the packs in the merchandise store. So the packs, here's the pack, and it shows you, it says Hidden Mickey Mystery Pouch, and it says it contains 2 randomly assorted pens. So that's your hidden Mickeys. So, you know, that's what I considered my open edition pens. And I know limited release is not like a true open edition pen because I think they'll eventually stop it. But I don't want to put it in my limited edition section either. So yeah, so those are your pens for your open edition category. You've got your hidden Mickeys, you've got your mystery box, you've got your booster sets and lanyard sets, and then you've got your rack pens. So, you know, there may be more, but that's all I'm covering right now in this video. It's just very basic. Those are the ones. And I would say for someone just starting out, like you, Carmen, that may not have any history in it at all, I would suggest getting either some booster sets that have multiple pens, and you can trade those or get you a lanyard set like in the picture, and that has pins that come on it, and then you can wear it around your neck and you can trade and keep the ones you want on your lanyard. That's the best and easiest way to start trading in the parks. And again, all of these are collectible as well. These are for you to collect if you want to in your collection. I have a book that I have nothing but open edition pins in. So yeah, so that's the difference between those, and that's in your open edition category. So let's go to limited edition pens. Those are really fun. Those are really fun too. Let me start out by saying, what is a limited edition pen? We talked about open edition. We know what that is. What limited edition is that it's a pen that has a certain number of them produced. That number can be as low as 25, or it can go up into the thousands, like 5,000 or 7,500. I've seen one as high as 7,500 before. So you have a huge range of how limited this edition may be. The lower the number, the more rare and the more, how shall I put it, the more expensive it is to buy. And that stands to reason in the parks as well as in the secondary market. You will see a lot of pens that people have bought in the parks in the secondary market, and you can purchase them there as well. So these limited edition pens can, like I said, be as low as LE, and in the pen world they abbreviate and say LE instead of limited edition every time, because that's a mouthful. They can be as low as LE 500, 250, 100. I have some LE 150s, and so they can be as low as that. They can go up in the high thousands. And again, like I said just previously, your more expensive pens are going to be a lower limited edition. So let me start showing you some of that. Okay, I want to show you what some of these pens are like. I'm going to show you some different edition sizes and give you examples of these. This is one that's a little bit higher. It's probably one on the high end, and then it's a limited edition of 4,000. So this is from the Peter Pan 65th anniversary, and this is the one. It's a slider pen, and I'm not getting into the whole different types of pen like that, but it's just a limited edition of 4,000, and it's available still right now at the parks. So this is one way you can purchase a limited edition pen. It's going to the park, going into a merchandise store or to a pen specialty store, or a lot of times they'll have a outside vending area like a HUD or something like that, and you can find pens there as well. Epcot's like that. And yeah, this is limited edition of 4,000. The price on it is $16.99 to give you an idea of how much a pen may be in this. And this might be a little bit still high since it's a special pen for the 65th anniversary of Peter Pan. So it could be anywhere from 14 to 16. That's what, for a limited edition pen in the parks, I would count on paying around $14 to $16 unless it's just extra special or extra large or something like that. And then when you get into different sizes, that's another whole ball game that we're not going to touch on right now. But one way to get a pen in the park, and that is to go to your favorite park, go to your merchandise store, and you will see usually the limited editions are in a glass case, or a lot of times they're behind the counter with your cast members. So if you don't see them kind of displayed somewhere, talk to a cast member and they can direct you to where the limited edition pens are, okay? So that's one. And then another place that you can buy limited edition pens would be the Disney store. I've never found a limited edition pen at the Disney store outlets. I'm not sure. I don't have a Disney store anywhere around me, so I don't know if they keep pens or even limited edition pens at those stores. I know they have special releases sometimes, but you'll have to check with the Disney store itself. But I always buy my pens from the Disney store online. Shop Disney, I believe it's what it's called now. And this is an example of a limited edition 300. The Disney store, I have seen over the years them release pens anywhere from limited edition 1,000, a limited edition of 1,500, even lower, 500. So it can vary from the Disney store. So keep an eye out. You got to keep an eye out on that Disney store online, because people really, it's competitive. People find out there's a release coming up and they'll jump online in a heartbeat. Here is a pen that I purchased from the Disney store online. This is called the Stunning Silhouettes, and this is the very first pen that was released in the series, and it is Belle, and it is a limited edition of 300. So you can see it can go from a 4,000 limited edition pen, and you can have a limited edition of 300. And again, this is released through the Disney store online. These are the LE 300, and then the price on it was, I believe it was $32 or $34. I looked on the back and it don't have the price. I thought it did, but it didn't. But anyway, I think it was 32 or 34, somewhere in that range. But yeah, so it went down to limited edition 300. So they can get more expensive, even buying them straight from Disney themselves. So this is a good example of a limited edition 300. The next pen I'm going to show you is even more rare than that pen, and it's a pen that, thank Jesus, that I traded for. But this is something called Disney Auction, which no longer exists, but it is a special pen that you can buy on the secondary market now. And you can find a lot of these pens, and they tend to be more expensive, but maybe you can trade for them or find one at a really good deal. But this is from what is called the Racing series, and it's one of my favorite movies, and it's Toy Story. I'm super excited because, you know, we got Toy Story Land coming up. But this is a pen that's limited edition 100. And this is the little green men, and it's in the Racing series. You've got a colored Pixar ball right there, and it's one of my favorite pens ever. And I'll just give you an example of how expensive they can be. There's only one pen like this on eBay right now, and it's listed for over $300. So pens can get completely out of control. So you need to decide right from the beginning what you are willing to put and invest in it, and let that direct your path to which type of pens you want to be a part of. So you have got your limited edition, your LE 4000, you've got an LE 300, and this one is LE 4000 from the parks itself. This is LE from the Disney store. And then this is LE 100 that I purchased through Disney Pen Trading. Well, I didn't purchase it, I traded for it. But it can be purchased through Disney Pen Trading, or a type pen group or an environment like that, and or eBay. Like I said, if you trust eBay, you trust the seller. I bought many a pen from eBay, I'm not gonna lie, but I made sure that was a very trusted pen seller, and I go read tons of comments, reviews from them, and if they don't have 100%, I don't buy from them. So that's just my rules for me. But again, this is an example of how low of a limited edition you can go to. So that's an LE 100. So those are your different types of pens in your limited edition world that you can get. And there's so many other things we could talk about, but I just want to keep it basic, showing the different, how low it can go and how high it can go with the limited edition, and the various places that you can buy or trade for a limited edition pen. Sometimes you'll get lucky and find a limited edition on a cast lanyard. It's rare, but it can happen. I've seen it happen. So that's what we're going to talk, that's what we're going to talk about with the limited edition pens. So before we close, I do want to talk about one more thing that Carmen requested, and that was your storage. What do you store your pens in? And trust me, folks, I have tried everything on the market, I'm telling you, and I wanted to share it with you right now, okay? I want to talk about now the different types of storage you can use and have for your pens. I want to start by, and I guess it is storage. It's more like display, really. I would say the very first thing that you would look at is a lanyard. And I'm going to insert a picture here. Your lanyard is probably the most common thing that someone younger, maybe a child's age or a teenager, utilizes for trading in the park. So I would say number one is a lanyard, is what is used most commonly for, especially for younger folks in the parks and stuff like that, and when they come home to keep up with their pens. Another thing that I tried and I bought was this adorable pen trading binder. I bought it from actually Ryan at Disney Pen's blog, but it was actually a collab he did with GoPro. I think that's right, GoPro, and PinFolio. This is a Pen Folio. I'm reading the back of it, but I think the company is GoPro. But it is the neatest thing ever. It has a little net on the back to put your backs on, and maybe a card if you need to or whatever. And it has your strap with it that you can put over your shoulder, around your neck, however you want to wear it. But it is perfect. I took this one with me when I wanted to do some trading in the parks, which I don't do a whole lot of trading in the parks, but I like to do it for fun. And when you open it up, it has like this rubbery type hard material that you can just put your pens on and actually push them in the material without the back, and they stay so nicely. And then they have a soft felt type material to go between the next side that you have pens that you can store, and it just allows you to have your pens there and have fun, and you can wear them, you know, on your shoulder, or you can do it like a sash. And yeah, this is one good way, especially if you're doing some trading. This is what I consider my trading book. And so instead of a lanyard, I keep all of my pens that I want to trade in the park in this book. So yeah, that's one way. So we've got the lanyard, and then we've got the Pen Folio for trading, the little small one for trading. And so that is another way that you can take your pens with you in the park. Now, the next things that I want to show you are for people who really want to collect, and they can keep some traders in here, which I, you know, have seen and have done too. But I would say this is your probably most common bag, and this is a bag that you use for holding your pens, especially collections of pens. And this one was purchased from the Disney parks. It has the Disney little logo on the zipper pull, and you can see the embroidered Mickey on the front. And the back is just plain, and it has a handle. I'm not big on the straps, so I have taken the straps off, but it has a place to snap a strap if you want to put it over your shoulder and take it somewhere with you. It has two zippers that pull and come open. And then each page, I don't have anything in this particular one, but you have a page on each one that has a Velcro with a pocket. And then you have just a small little thin material that goes in between your pens. So I've had this probably since the beginning, back when I very first started pen collecting and trading, and that was one. This pen will probably run you about 50 bucks in the park. And so you can purchase those in the park. You can find people reselling them online. And yeah, that's another way to store your pens. Here's a way that is probably my most favorite way to store pens, and it's in a binder. And this is from the Disney parks as well. You can tell it has a really iridescent, shiny look to it. It has the pen trading logo on the front, and you can have a place to put a card or whatever on the side. And yeah, that you have, it's just like a notebook you would have for school. It's real hard. And I like that. Uh-oh, my dogs think somebody's at the door. Lord help us. They're going to start barking. But the inside just has a pretty, yeah, baby, I know. The inside has a pretty red Mickey Disney pen trading logos all over the front. But what you do in this case is you buy these baseball cards, sleeves, and then you put the whole backer card in each sleeve. So that if you're ready to sell, trade, whatever, you don't have to go hunting your backer cards and the pen backs. They're there all ready to go. Now I just have just pages and pages of pens that and these are just sporadic. I've kind of taken some out and put in other books, but these are my open edition pens. But yeah, you can just see it's just pages and pages of your baseball card sheets, and I have the backer cards on their pens and stuff like that. Now there's some pens that are released on cards that are too big for those little slip pockets. So you got to either find like some photo sleeves that will hold a much larger object, or you have to put them in a different book that doesn't require a pocket or a sleeve. But this is probably my favorite way to collect a pen, is through the binders that just hold the whole card. That way I don't have to worry about hunting a card down if I want to trade it, or hunting a pen back down, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's, and I bought that from the parks, and I've got probably 3 of those, and I really do love them. And I like that it is harder and it protects it better. Another way, I purchased this from Walmart. So it was either Walmart or one of those office supply stores, but it's basically just a zippered binder. You can see my zippers right here, and it has like a soft nylon type material on the top, kind of padded, but there's a harder piece underneath. So it's basically like taking the one you just had, the binder, and putting a cushiony type feel around it. It also has a handle here, and it had a place for a strap that I took off, but it has your handle here as well. And I love this. I actually will probably buy more of these as well. But and the zipper has, you know, has this fabric around it, and you pull the zipper and open it up. And when you open it up, it's just like you had a book for school. It has a little net type thing right here that I've got some more pens in. But then I put the baseball sleeve cards in here as well. This is one of my more expensive books. And I've got my Ednas at the top that are slid into the pop pages. But it's the same concept. I just have the baseball cards sleeves in here, the pages, and I've just slipped my pens into the different sleeves. And yeah, I have a little netted pocket right there for some pens that won't fit in here, and then it has a little netted pocket on the back as well. So that is another way. You don't always have to buy your book storage at the parks. I actually love this book. I love it, and really like it, and I like how it's soft on the outside also. And then that's another way, another different style book that you can use. And then most recently, I have purchased the big Pen Folio from GoPro Pens, GoPinPro. I'm sorry, I was saying that wrong. It's GoPinPro, and you can find these at GoPinPro.com. But I'll link all of that stuff below. But this is different in the way that it doesn't hold baseball cards. It is just almost like a pen board. But it's a material, a harder surface, but it has a fabric on top, and you just push your pens in. And I like this because I can get my bigger cards that have pens on them that I can push into the board, and you can see it just goes to the next one. And they have these little plastic sleeves in between so that you don't damage your pens by hitting pen on pen. But yeah, you just pull these in and out just like you're on a cork board. See how that works? And you just put it back in. And what I love about these is they don't leave a hole from your pen. You can move and replace these 100 times and you won't see where you stuck it. The first pen bag that I showed you, those more, those type fabric pen bags, they will show your pen marks, and you probably saw it on my other ones. But love this bag, love this bag. It's one of my big favorites. I love them, and you can get these from her online, and so I'll link that down below as well. So it's almost like a cork board in a bag. That's why I look at it. It don't look like a cork board, but it gives you the feel of pushing your pens in and not having to put the pen backs on them. But you can put any size thing in here you want. So love that bag. Okay, here's another way that you can store your pens. You can see currently I have a lot of mystery sets and hidden Mickey sets that I have completed on my board, and you can see where I've taken a couple out to show in the video. But I have basically, you know, just random things that I have on my pen board. I store most of my pens in my bag, but cork boards are another way that you can actually store pens, sets of pens or random pens or all of your pens. I showed you every pen that I could think of. I've showed you your open edition pens, your hidden Mickey pens, your rack pens, your booster sets, your what is it? Oh, your mystery boxes. We went through those, the best place to buy those, how they are, how they're open edition. We went through the limited edition. I showed you the different sizes. I told you how to start trading in the park. All you have to do is get you a little bag. You can go to Walmart and get you a bag, get you some baseball sleeve cards, stick them in there. You can start collecting on a dime. I mean, it is inexpensive to get started, and you can control how expensive you want to make it in the future. But it is addictive, let me warn you. It is highly addictive. You want more and more and more. But I just want to do the basics today. I just wanted to show you the different types of pens that are open edition, different pens that are limited edition, how to start trading in the parks, how to get you a lanyard, show you the difference in all the different storages that you can have and keep. So, you know, I just want to do the very basic today, just showing you what is available to a beginner, how you can start collecting or trading, and you can do it as easy as just getting you a lanyard set at the park. When you get there, open it up right there in the park, put it around your neck, and start trading. It's that easy. So yeah, I hope this helped. I hope if you have any questions, just be sure to ask me. I'll be glad to talk to you about it. If you got any comments, feel free to put them down below. Don't forget the giveaway is going to end on March the 17th. If you haven't entered, be sure to do so. You can look at the video here on my YouTube channel, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. And all I can say is happy trading, happy collecting, have fun with it. That's what it's all about. Have fun. Okay, we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.